Alright, what about take 3? Alright. So I was in the middle of recording, and my cat likes to lay above my keyboard, and he decided while he was laying there to touch a couple of keys, just trying to like get comfy, and just messed up the recording. And I could just go from there, but whatever. I prefer to be one take Andes. Um, but anyway, so chapter 3's down. I think it was much better than chapters 1 and 2. I feel like I just said that, but anyway. Actually, I did just say it twice, but ugh, I'm tired, and I can tell I'm tired. I think it was a lot better than chapters 1 and 2. It could just be because I'm tired, and like it was as I was reading that I started getting this tired, so maybe I just stopped paying as much attention and just kind of like brain went into like low power mode, so I didn't notice it. But like the last 6 pages that I read, like I saw no issues. Like I didn't have any issues. I actually got like locked in, entered flow state or whatever, and just read them and enjoyed it. So that was nice. Leading up to it, the first however many pages, I did uh, have a couple of issues. And I think that my main issue while reading this um, is so, like I said in the last video, it's whenever Violet, the main character, will just like interject in the middle of a different thought. Like something will be described, like whether it be like something physically, like some sort of structure or some sort of emotion, or explaining something that happened in the past, and then she just interjects with whatever. Like it'll be like, oh, he's so handsome and he's always been so nice to me, and I've adored him for forever. Uh, I just want to fuck his brains out. And it's like, well, I guess that one makes more sense. Hold on. I started keeping tabs. I went out and bought a whole new book so I could start doing this shit. Let me just grab an actual example of maybe of something that I disliked here. Okay. So, it says here so what was happening is she just made it across the parapet. The adrenaline is starting to wear off, and she's getting sick. She being Violet, right? And then the person that was mentioned, which is Dane, he was mentioned in the first chapter, finds her very quickly before anything goes wrong, and he takes her off to the side so that she doesn't seem weak or what have you because she's injured, now feeling sick. And as of right now, she is sitting on a bench with him, and this is him now saying, "Head between your knees," and it says Dane orders in a harsh tone. It's "Head between your knees," Dane orders in a harsh tone. I'm not used, yeah, in a harsh tone I'm not used to from him. Fucking, oh, I'm gets capitalized? There's a reason that I don't fucking, whatever. Anyway, the I'm being capitalized made me think that there was a period before it, which is why I was reading it wrong. But yeah, it says Dane orders in a harsh tone. In a harsh tone I'm not used to from him. And then comma, but I do it. To me, that "but I do it" just draws me out of it. It just immediately kills my immersion. Because like she's describing what's currently happening, and then like to me, there's no point in saying "but I do it." Right? "But I do it" is just like it's redundant. Because she's describing the tone, like orders in a harsh tone. I'm not used to it, but I do it, like, and then if she were to just continue like she does, just take out "but I do it," and just continue with "he rubs circles my lower back as I breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth," and then he says, "It's the adrenaline. Give it a minute or two, it'll pass." And then it's "I hear approaching footsteps." Like to me, the "but I do it," it's just it ruins all inertia of what I'm currently reading. That's the kind of things that I don't like, and it's every time. It's not every time that that happens. It's only certain times I've noticed, because there are other times in this chapter, um, not even just in this chapter, but in the book in general. Hold on, I believe that I have one highlighted, which it says right here, "There's only so much death one person can take in a day, and I'm at my fucking maximum," right? That's the same thing, but to me that one works, right? Because like it goes from, I'm going to say something subjective to, not subjective, I'm using wrong words, but like I don't even know how to describe it, but it works here. To me, it works here, and it sounds so much better. It doesn't ruin my immersion. It's like she's adding into whatever she's saying with how she's feeling instead of just throwing however she's feeling, and it just feels out of place. I don't know. I know I'm describing it poorly. I'm going to blame it on me being tired, but also in my last two videos, I couldn't find a good way to describe it anyway. Um, and then on the very first page of chapter 3, there's another one. Uh, it's the rain eases into a drizzle, as if it had only come to make the hardest test of my life even harder. But I did it, and as I'm alive, I made it. To me, I feel like just get rid of the "but I did it" there at the end. And then instead of having "but I did it," put "but I'm alive and I made it," and I think that that would sound way better than just that weird hard cut to "but I did it" after essentially, yeah, about talking about how life kicked her in the ass and then being all like, but I did it. And it's like, I don't know. I don't like it. And I even thought about like, instead of if you're just move it down to, but I did it, I'm alive, I made it. But I still feel like the but I did it is just too out of place. It feels wrong to me, which is why I would say just fucking cut the whole thing. But there's that. Uh, Another one, very first line of chapter 3, I did not like. It says, "If Jack wants to kill me, he needs to get in line. Besides, I have a feeling Rorison is going to beat him to it." It's like that to me is just it's just bad wording. Like, hold on, I did it in my brain whenever I read it. I'm like, you could have worded this so much better. Give me a second. Uh, could have just been worded something like, "If Jack wants to kill me, he's going to have to beat like Zayden Morrison to it or something like that." It's just I don't like the wording of it because again, it's to me it's sloppy. It's really ugh. That's just how I feel about it. Just being all like that. Just immediately I read that and I went, I can't even get into this because I don't like how it's worded. But that could also just be me. I feel like a lot of people don't go into things like I do. Like they probably read through this and they're fine with it. They don't notice these little cuts. They don't notice this stuff. It doesn't break their immersion, but it does mine, and that's why it bothers me. And that's why I'm talking about it, right? And I don't mean to just be like super like negative because like all in all, like I said, like the last 6 pages of this chapter, I enjoyed. Like I had no issues with, and I don't know if it's just because I wasn't being as critical or paying as much attention because I was tired, but I enjoyed it. And then also there are things in here that like I'm finding valuable, such as like I really like the wording on this, which is just it's a little bit below the but I do thing that I mentioned earlier, and oh so I'm just going to read the line. It says, "You better mean that," he warns, the bite in his voice at odds with the ceaseless comforting circles he's making on my back. And I'm all like, I just like how that was worded. Like, I think that that was worded really well because something that I was trying to figure out in uh, the last short story that I wrote is something very similar. It's, uh, how's it? It's two things happening that are juxtaposed to one another, and it's trying to figure out a good wording for them. Um, and like right here, it's the bite in his voice, being rough, tough, angry, like sharp, like poignant, or however you want to put it, like angry or hostile, and then it's being juxtaposed to the feeling that you're getting from the action that's happening, right? Or that she's getting from the action that's happening. And I'm like, that's just worded really well. I really like that. Um, I do have another one here. Oh yeah. What I said earlier. Um, with her being at her fucking maximum for death. Then there's also just like in this chapter there is also like describing I'm gonna say some sexual tension. Like whenever I hear sexual tension, it's typically seen as a bad thing, but not necessarily here. And I find that valuable just because, well, I'm a guy, and I know that women go like we're going crazy for this shit. So I'm very curious, and I want to not necessarily. Well, I guess the best way to put it is study it, being all like, what is she doing? How is she doing it? And then maybe at some point in time, actually go online to look up how people are genuinely feeling about it to know if this is, average, above average, below average for this stuff and be all like, okay, can I use this going forward? Like, can I look to word my things like this or to do something similar? It's one of those, and even like reading down through it, like, I think it's pretty okay. Honestly, like, I actually like how these parts were written. Like, it's one of those like you can feel it, right? You can feel it, and it doesn't feel forced or cliche, which is really good to me. It's not like some of the things in here that it's shoehorned or ham-fisted in, like she thought of it almost as like an afterthought, being like, "Oh shit, this needed to be in here," and then try to write around it to make it fit. No, it actually like it feels like it fits, especially because it's been built up that she has had feelings for fucking oh, what's his name, for this guy for years now, and even though and he is considered forbidden or what have you, which I think is it's neat, it's nice, that's a little cliche, being like, oh, you can't date someone that's a year older than you or that's a year your superior, fucking whatever. That's a little cliche, but I'll let that slide. That is what it is. Um, that's just like societal bullshit or what have you. But yeah, it was nice. It was good. I thought it was fine. And then like I said, like last, I don't really have any notes on those pages. Like it's just a lot of I'm gonna say you're learning about how things work. That's a lot of what those last pages are. Being all like, okay, so this is what it's like for the first years. You're getting introduced to I'm gonna say the new norm because like it is only chapter 3, so you got not necessarily you got kind of introduced to the norm and now you're being introduced to the new norm, right, to what the new norm for these characters are, and it's the shake up and stuff like that. I shouldn't even say the new norm because I feel like the actual new norm is going to be probably in like another couple chapters, right? Or no, maybe it is because I feel like all these shakeups, like based off of the previous chapters, it's just going to be constant shakeup after shakeup after shakeup after trial after turbulation. So maybe this is the start of the new norm. And it's one of those. It's like you're learning a lot of like how characters act. You're learning about how things go. You're learning about the chain of command. You're learning about um like the magics, how the magic works, different things like. And I think it's more or less like a really good like introduction to the actual world. I guess it's a lot of world building. I guess that's what those 6 pages are, and I think they're fine. Like I don't have any qualms with them really. And then even like how like she's fitting in here, and like even like how she's doing those interjections, I think that they work well, right? I didn't have any of them pull me out of my immersion from the reading, so I think it's good. I think it's good. I think it was pretty good in general. And it's been about 13 minutes, and I know probably about 4 minutes of this is me rambling and repeating myself, so I apologize for that. But yeah, I guess that's chapter 3 down. I guess we will see. Oh my god. Is the next chapter only like 2 pages fucking long? What? What? There ain't no way, boy. Boy, there ain't no way, boy. No. No. Okay. I was flipping through it and I said, oh shit. I just see, I haven't seen anything else, but I just see, oh shit, in italics up at the top of the page. It's funny. Okay. It looked like one of these fucking chapters was only like a couple of. Interesting. Interesting. Just how this page is laid out. It's just interesting how that's laid out there. All right. Well, I'll put it off for another minute. But yeah, I guess see ya.